Shake, one sucker a day. You know what I'm saying? It's the zone, like a zone. Zone. We in the zone. Like, let's go. All right. So, let's get to the topics. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Look out one time. You feel me? We got some G-Funk beats. Hopefully I don't get flagged for them. Just like my second video, y'all. So picking up a little steam or whatnot. Let me see. Come on. Here we got the legends. Legends never die. We got the Kobe at the bottom. We got the Nip again today. Pac, Ease. You feel me? West Coast. You know what I'm talking about? We in there. All right, so today we're gonna talk about not having a phone, how crazy it is just not having a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like how the world has become so dictated on phones, and if you ain't got no phone, like you feel so naked. Like just talk about that a little bit. And we're gonna talk about that officer punching a kid. I don't know his name off the rip at the moment. I've been wanting to cover this. But we're gonna talk about that officer that punched the kid through the window, and bro about to get paid. Bro threw a little tantrum. You know what I'm saying? Or what they call it, black fatigue. He threw some black fatigue, and it was beautiful. I hate that it happened. I hate anybody physically attacking somebody when no one's physically attacking you. I hate that. But dude finna get paid, and it's hilarious how he just kind of like baited him into getting physical. He was just acting like a toddler. He was acting like a teenager throwing a tantrum, and you beat him for it. It was funny. Not funny that it happened. It was just funny how like you could just play somebody into anger. And of course, we're gonna talk about LeBron, my favorite topic right now. So right now, we're gonna start on the officer punching the kid. That sounds like the most juiciest topic. All right, so bro pulled up. They say it was inclement conditions. He was in like a SUV. Bro, I guess had some weed and a knife, which, you black, you probably gonna smoke some weed and you probably need a knife. Probably need more than a knife. But that's neither here or there. So it was sprinkling on and off, I guess it looked like. So the ground was not really wet, but you could see it was damp. It would see that it had been raining before, and maybe it was sprinkling or some shit. It was very light type of weather, and maybe his lights wasn't on. So the police pull up and ask him and tell him that, in the one thing I said that was really wrong about the whole thing is that the kid opened the door. Like that was bad move. Take notes, youngsters. Anybody that's getting put up, do not open the door, especially in the manner where he did have both hands, I think, present. So, but still, you could have a gun right there. You could reach real quick and, Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild West. So anyway, so he opens the door like, what did you put me over for? And he said, you didn't have your lights on or something. Or you didn't have your windshield wipers on or seatbelt or something. It was something about the weather. So it was bull crap, probably driving while black or just harassing somebody. But it wasn't like an offense. It was like something you believe to be a rule that you should be following because it's raining. But it was not raining. So you didn't need all that. Whatever he was saying, I think he said you didn't have your lights on. And it wasn't dark. It was like, how dawning to the day. It wasn't even dawn yet. It dawns here where I'm at about 7:30-ish. It probably was 7 o'clock, like as far as where I'm at. And so it still had a little light. Or maybe it was 6:50, 6:40, whatever. But you don't have to turn your lights on. Some cars automatically may turn on, but it's not even dawn yet, let alone dark. It wasn't dark. So that was another mistake by the officer. But one wrong move by, the assailant, he could have lost his life being, unfortunately, black. That's another thing. He could have lost his life opening the door like that. Cops do have a hard job, and they want to get home to their kids. So you want to make sure everybody's safe in the situation and just try to obey and try to just keep your hands where they can be seen, give them what they ask for, follow the rules. But being fatigued and having hard days is part of life. And it's sad that a person could lose their life from having a hard day and being stressed and, and everybody has emotions. And I believe you have a right to, with reason. And I feel like with police, you should protect yourself. If somebody's acting sporadic, they're jumping out the door, protect yourself, whether you have to pull your weapon if you're frightened, but get back, get behind the car or whatever, protect yourself, give yourself, don't just start firing off rounds when you ain't seen no gun, so. But it's a tough job. So you want to try to protect your life and protect the lives of the police officers because it's a tough job. But after that happened, the guy, he was like, get out of the car, you're resisting or something. And he slammed the door like, man, not today. He slammed the door. And so other police pulled up, no lights, no windshield wipers. No, you know what I'm saying? And I think the other cop didn't have no lights on. And so they're like, what do you want to do? I think he asked for a supervisor. They said, send me your supervisor, and slammed the door. And instead of calling the supervisor, people pulled up and he said, I'm going to, and so he just like not listening. He's like, I'm going to break the window. So, and I guess whoever's the commanding officer was like, all right. So he got his little tool, break the window. And the guy's recording. They not knowing the whole time. The guy's, I think he has a dash cam, but it's turned towards him. Or maybe he has both way dash cam. So he's looking right at the camera. They bust the window. He does his hand, throws his hands up like, oh. It's amazing. Like, it's almost scripted. Like, if he was acting like bro needs an Oscar, like, it was amazing. Like, they bust the window. He was just like, like, I'm just sitting here. It's amazing. It's great, amazing. I mean, just for an attorney that's getting this case, like, I know, like, I gotta be drooling, like, for the money, like, we're about to get paid. Like, it's so amazing. And they didn't know he was recording. And then they lied. Okay, so they bust the window. Let me slow down. They bust the window. And he played it off so cool, like, what? Why would you bust my window? It was amazing. And then, so after he bust the window, so instead of like opening the door and everything, his hands is like, he's so nonchalant. And the crazy thing about it, it's so hard to hit a person. It's like hitting somebody with some big old thick glasses on and stuff. It's like, take your glasses off before I hit you. I want to hit you, but your glasses, you're looking like Mr. Rogers. You're looking real goofy. I don't want to hit you when you're looking goofy. Take them off, please. But some people probably say I hit somebody with glasses too. But like hitting somebody with a walker and they already like kind of leaning, falling over. Like, that's like the dude. What? You're pulling me over for nothing and breaking the window? What? About to get paid. If that was my cousin, man, I'd be like, man, chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the club. Let's go out. Let's go hang out, man. Don't even worry about it. You finna handle your business. The lawyer's gonna handle it. And I forgot who the lawyer is. Like, so in the comments, if anybody know the lawyer's case or any information about it, let me know in the comments, please. But so he punches him in the mouth. And when he punches him in the mouth, he takes it so smooth too. And he's like a 22-year-old kid. Like, I think the brain grows to you 25, but America says you're an adult at 21. But that's another story for another day. Yeah. We're gonna leave that one alone. Moving forward. Yeah. So yeah, he's a kid, 20, probably just got out of high school 3 years ago. He's 21, 20, 22, something like that. Real young, just barely legal to drink. We're gonna have a drink break. Oh man. So yeah, he punches him in the mouth. Then he proceeds to taking him out and he's still in his seatbelt. Take him out of his seatbelt, opening the door and whatever. And so the guy, and this is another bad move. Like once they, you've seen that they violent, your fatigue should have went down a little bit. You should be like, let me just throw myself on the ground. Let me just, before they Rodney King me out here. That's not funny. Okay. Moving forward. So yeah, so he's still standing up and he's like, "What? You just punched me, broke my window, and punched me in the face?" I could tell he got white friends and like probably was raised by some kind of white people at some point, like or went to a white school because it was amazing how privileged he was acting. He was acting almost like a privileged white person. What? What? You broke my window? Then you punched me in the face? What? Why are you? So he's asking any question that a white privileged person would ask. Why'd you pull me over? Why'd you punch me in the mouth? Why'd you break my window? And so they, of course, the same old routine. Well, stop resisting. Like you got 5, 6, 7 guys on a 22-year-old, and you talking about, and he's like $120, like $130, and they struggling like, hello, where's the police 101? Where's the tactics? You know, where's your skills? I mean, you over there tussling with a guy like you at a club at a bar fighting and shit. She's my girl. Stop looking at my girl. I'm gonna punch you, buddy. Like two drunk guys tussling. You know. And so then finally, I think the same guy punches him again. I mean, just like dope fiend him from the side. Not even, he's talking. So what is going on? Boom. So he's just boom, straight to the ground. They slam him to the ground. And then the guy starts, so you can see it looks like he's slamming his head on the concrete. He's going crazy. How dare you not listen when I say to listen? How dare you? The audacity. Like, bruh, dude's 22. He's making a bad decision. And he could have lost his life. Let's to your power, thank you for saving that man's life, that young man's life. He could have lost his life. 22, nothing, just for throwing a tantrum. And I like to hear y'all thoughts about the situation. So yeah, they beat him up, took him in, case closed, about to get paid. Ran into the money. Ran off on the plug twice. Like, bruh, I was saying 20 million, nothing less than 20 million. Like, I'm not settling less than 20 million. Like, if you want to go ahead and dry this thing out, then I want 50 plus. But if there's any settling, I don't know if anybody could listen or is going to see this, because, it's my second video. I doubt it be seen. Yeah, 20 million. Moving on. All right. We're going to do LeBron last. Let's talk about not having a phone. All right, man. I had recently, like a couple weeks ago, I was cooking. Cleaning, Sunday cleaning, and I was almost finished. I think I had everything swept. I think the mop was heating, the water was running, and I gotta have a bleach. Us black folks, had a bleach. Grandma said, better put that bleach in the water. That killed 99.9% of germs. Even Trump said that take out 99% of that. You know what I mean? That pow. You know what I'm saying? That code, VID type stuff. But yeah, so I put the bleach in there. I'm like, man, I'm almost done. I picked my phone up. I think I got my music playing, so I'm going to my next song. You know how these phones are nowadays. There's no type of adhesiveness to your fingertips. And in my mind, they're made so they can slip out your hand and fall, so you get another one. And I wish we had more honest retails, in phones, and had more people that just go against the norms and make a durable phone and make it maybe cost more so they could be able to thrive, but have a phone that could take that and have it durable for your hands. I mean, why not? I would pay more as like an iPhone price if I knew a phone, if I could drop it from a certain distance, or you know what I mean, if it had a durability to it, or it came with a case, or came with a screen protector, like these type of things, like why can't we have why we can't have companies competing. I did not mean to do that. I don't know what that means. People be doing it. I don't. Like, I don't know what that means, but but yeah, I don't know why we can't have competing companies. You know, go against each other to make drive the prices down and stuff like that. Like everything is just the market's all cornered. Like when can we have some division in the market? That's just another thought for another day. But yeah, so I didn't have my phone after it slipped out of my hand and it hit the stove, the corner of the stove. I have a iron top or a metal top on top of the stove, and it just hit the side of it. Phone destroyed. And so, man, so I'm driving around going to the store. I gotta stop, pull over. Hey, roll my window down. Hey, do you know where 3rd and Greenville is? Please. I'm pulling over, asking senior citizens and stuff, and that lady did help me to where the phone store was, and I was able to, but it's so crazy, the things that you that you do, or you get a snack. Let's say you got certain places that you visit, and after I came from that area, I didn't know where I was at, so I had to get to a familiar area. So now I'm like, so how do I, I know like the way I came and stuff, but but now that I got to that area, I'm like turned around, so I'm steadily asking people for directions. You use a messenger telling people, hey, I don't have a phone right now. Send me a message on Messenger right now. And but man, it was after the first day was so messed up trying to get the phone, and then they're like, yeah, we need you to verify second. I hate that second step verification, because when you lose your phone, it's such a kick in the boota, in a boota. But so yeah, we need 2 steps. I'm on the phone. I'm all the way through the verification. I got my insurance company. I'm at the store. I went to the wrong place. I was supposed to go where they give you the phone there. I went to a cell, because I don't have a phone. So I ended up at a dealer, where they're just selling stuff. And I'm trying to get my phone. I'm at the wrong place. But they were so kind to let me use the phone. And that's why I just miss old school phones. Meet me at a familiar place that we both know, or I can tell your mom, tell your daughter, tell Miss Jones, can you tell your daughter that I would like to meet her at the arcade on Gramercy and 3rd. Gramercy, and then she'll call you back. I got your message. I'm going to meet you there in 30 minutes. And that's the only, there's no other, hey, pick me up this on the way. I need this. And no, you meet at your destination and y'all go from there. You have a wonderful time. I miss the world like that, where it was more, you needed people more. But with these devices, you can get caught up with all the social media and different avenues of meeting people. It could be a bad thing. Like you're meeting a lot of people and dealing with a lot of people. It's better when you just had your close few, where you just be like, boom, I hit you up, hey, meet me here. But all this other stuff, and you get distracted, and I'm not showing up because somebody else called, and that's a whole other story. But the second day, I keep getting distracted. Sorry. The second day, oh my goodness, it was the most peaceful. Not having the distractions that you have, with your phone. Whatever games that you're playing on your phone. The thing, and you do this stuff every day. How when you see at the end of the month, it show you the time, and I know I do. I'd be happy when I see my time went down. Where you use your phone 2 hours less. I'll be like, oh yeah, we'll take a shot for that. No, but yeah, it was so peaceful. I slept good. I woke up early. I was well rested. Not having my phone was a great experience. It really was. I cleaned up more, tidied up more, and got more things done that I kind of wanted to do. It was a difference. Sometimes I feel like we should fast from these devices, and so like pray for me for strength to do those things because it's tough. It's very addictive, these devices. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was very cleansing. I feel to have. I think it was like 3 days or 4 days I didn't have a phone. Very cleansing. It was a strange process of how everything went down. It took kind of a long time, and and even to get it working, it needed some updates that took like the whole day. You know, so but it was great. Just going back to see, a lot of people don't know, like before we had phones and the internet and stuff like that, it felt kind of familiar to go outside and knock at people's door again. And, hey, is so and so there on my phone? I don't have my phone. And just the face to face contact and the sincerity that it had when you had to do those type of things. You had to just pull up on people back then. That's what we pull up on you. Out the blue, bang, 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 at the door. I'm at the door. Come to the door. Let a nigga know. You know what I'm talking about? But we do it like that. So yeah, that was my little thing on the phone. But now to the dun 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 fanboy 97 point. What was it? 97 point Zay. Hey, shout out. Hey boy, hey, he one of the hottest to do it on this LeBron situation. But we're gonna talk about the eyeball test. The eyeball test is something that has not been brung up in the discussion about LeBron. The eyeball test is something I learned about looking for at Jordan because I grew up in '85. I was born in '85, so I'm an '80s baby. So I seen LeBron in the '90s. I probably was like 11, 12, 13. And I'm, asking my elders and stuff, the adults, like, why is Michael Jordan so great? And, they say he's the greatest ever and stuff like this. And they just was like, oh yeah, it's like what you can see with your eyes. It's the eye test. And I didn't really understand it. And so I started to watch him. And as I started to watch him, I started to see that, because I used to like Magic Johnson. I used to watch the Lakers because I'm from LA, from the West Coast. So I used to watch, Magic and a little bit of Kareem, just kind of the end, because, as far as I was real young. And, Eddie Jones, and I used to watch all these guys. And I seen people, they game, like different players. Like I definitely liked Charles Barkley was one of my guys. Allen Iverson, as I got older, one of my guys. But when you see Michael Jordan play, the way he handled the ball, the way he was able to, what they call palm the ball, he did it like he invented the game, like he created it. Like when I seen him, I asked myself then, why is Jerry West the logo? This guy should be the logo. I didn't see much Jerry West, and I seen a couple little highlights of it, and I heard he was a beast, but no one's saying that Jerry West is better than Jordan. And if there is, it's not many people, and they're probably 80 years old. But that's what the difference is between LeBron or even Kobe or any other great person. His finesse and his smoothness and creativity and natural gifts and physical abilities were on another level. He transcended the game. He changed the game. And LeBron changed the game, but for the worse. For the flopping, for the crying, for the 6'8", 6'10", I'm a football player falling backwards from a guard, falling on the ground. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick. The narrative for LeBron being the greatest is sick. But back to Jordan with the eyeball test. When you see the man, the way he moved, his footwork, fluently. He played basketball like people walk. He played basketball like people speak their first language that they naturally speak. Some people, LeBron plays basketball more like a person that learned to speak Spanish. He got to look at the ball before he step back. Or was that the ball? Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, bro is eyeball test shows me a person that has a lot of physical gifts, a great basketball player that can, play all facets of the game. But as far as a fundamentally sound killer basketball player, the fundamentals is what LeBron is missing. The footwork, the free throws, the good shot, the good form at the shot, the mid range, the 3-point, the crossovers, the left to right. He does have a good spin, but that's one move. In 2025, you got to have multiple moves to get to the basket. Fade away, these fundamental moves that takes your game to another level. Step backs. And I would argue that his footwork and his ball dribbling and crossovers and stuff like that is very, okay. He just got okay, and that's why I just feel like he's not the greatest. So that's the eyeball test. The eyeball test is the way that Michael Jordan did a finger roll. It was like the greatest finger roll you would ever see in your life. There's nobody does like a Dr. J, I think, and he's before Jordan, had that. And if you understand the art of the finger roll, you will understand hip hop, you will understand black culture, you will understand the way we walk, the way we talk, our bravado, the way we move. You will understand, things why they say, black people, they think they're cool, or we cool, or we love fashion and things of that nature, nice cars and nice things. And that's just the culture, and that's what Jordan was. Jordan was like a Maserati. LeBron is he's a reliable, very, very reliable car, and expensive. I would say maybe a Saab or something. I don't know. He's something that won't break down. It's gonna keep going. It's just, it's a Chevy. Good old reliable Chevy. He's a good old reliable. It's a 1977 Chevy. Old reliable. We call her old Riri. Old reliable. I went to my prom in this here, boy. And I'm giving you a my mouth is parched. 1977 Chevy. Happy birthday, boy. I love you, son. But that's just what it is. That's what LeBron is a reliable. At this point, he is old reliable. I think you still can look at him to play as many games as you need in the play. And not to get it twisted, LeBron James is a reliable player that can play on all facets of the game. He's not the best defense, but as far as offense, he's going to give you everything you need, and he's going to be a solid defender. That's solid. I would argue he's top 10, top 15. That's nothing to fan about. That's amazing. But I look at the fact, has he passed? When have we said this guy has passed Olajuwon and having the greatest footwork, and he didn't pass? Just to say he's a GOAT. When he didn't pass all these other great players and generations of players that people have seen and witnessed? When did he pass Magic Johnson with his electrifying and showtime passing? When did he pass Kobe Bryant with his killer mentality? When did he pass Michael Jordan with, what they call a black Messiah, black Jesus? Like, dude walks on water. The eyeball test shows you why Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all. And I love Kobe. I'm a Kobe fan, but Michael Jordan is a whole different animal. Whole different animal. And once you really understand the eyeball test and you understand basketball and the origins and just every piece of it, the finger roll, the dunk, the steal, every piece of the game, and you look at Michael Jordan's game, and you will know why he's the greatest. You will see with the eyeball that it looked and seems as if Michael Jeffrey Jordan created the game of basketball. He came from another galaxy. He's not even human. Sorry. There's no way you can be better than Michael Jordan. So we're gonna just stop it. So that's really the eyeball test. Now we're gonna keep it going. I'm going up on 30 minutes of the video. That's too long. So I just want everybody to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like, it's my second video, man. You know, give me a shout out, give me a comment, or just put a piece of, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wish they had a little West Side in there in the comment for me, you know. All right, love you, man. It's a zone, Laker. Zone. We gone.